Okay, everybody, here we're going to show you how Everykey works. First, I'm going to go ahead and lock my screen. I've got my Everykey here, and you should see my lock screen right here. It's just a screensaver. When I go to unlock my computer, Everykey types in the password and submits a password so I can get into my computer really easily. In case you missed it, since it's happened so quickly, I'll go ahead and do it again. Everykey just logs me in, submits that password, gets me into the computer super easily. As soon as I go to a website, like Microsoft, for instance, and I land on the sign-in page, I'm presented with this prompt: log in with Everykey, choose an account below. And all I have to do is click on one of these accounts, and Everykey types in the username. It goes to the password screen, types in the password, and submits all of that. So I don't have to remember any of my passwords or my usernames. Everykey does all that for me, and it's a simple click to get into my different accounts. You can add a second factor of authentication to any of this as well. I talked a little bit during the podcast about this idea of two-factor authentication. Typically, you're having to type in a password and a username and get a code sent to your phone. With the Everykey two-factor, you don't have to do any of that. It's so much easier than that. You just have your Everykey and present a fingerprint. So here on Facebook, I've enabled two-factor authentication on my Facebook account. I just have my Everykey. That's my first factor. I'm going to take my fingerprint, my finger rather, and present it to my Touch ID sensor here on my Mac. That's going to then present the second factor, which will then log me into the Facebook account. So it's really as easy as that to get into my device. That's the only less than 1 second two-factor authentication you've ever seen. It's never been easier than that to log into a website account. And Everykey can generate secure passwords for you as well. When you're on a registration page, let's say that you're registering for a new account. I'm on the Amazon registration page here. Everykey can fill in things like your email address and such, but they can also generate a password for you as well. This is a nice long 15-character password that Everykey has generated for me. It's going to have letters and numbers and special characters. It's going to have uppercase and lowercase letters to keep it really secure. You can regenerate it if you don't like the one we've given you. You can even up it to maybe a 50-character long password. I really love using super long passwords. And as soon as you click use, Everykey is just going to automatically type that into the password field. It's going to type it into the re-enter password field, and now you're off to the races. If you were to finish this Amazon registration, Everykey would just save that password to your Everykey, and you would be able to use that nice long 50-character password to log in from then on. This is all managed through an Everykey app. It's a really simple app, very easy to use. You can see all of your different passwords and all of your Everykeys right here in the app. You can also do things like share your passwords within the Everykey app as well. So if you have friends, family members, co-workers that you need to share passwords with, you can share them all within this Everykey app as well. That's the whole system. You can do all the same great stuff on your phone as well. Do everything from unlock your phone to log into all your different apps and websites on your phone as well. So I hope that what really comes across here is the ease of use and the simplicity of this platform. We really want this to be a very easy to use. We want everyone from, somebody very young, less than 10 years old, all the way up to your senior citizens out there to be able to pick up this technology and just immediately understand how it works and start using it. So that's Everykey. I hope you like it. Again, go to everykey.com and use Cose20, COSE20 to pick up your Everykey today.
That's awesome. And just watching this demo, I realized not only is this going to make my life more secure, but it will also make things faster for me, because how many times I have to type in a password because I'm not sure which one I used, and how quickly that happened. That's amazing.
Well, not only that, Megan, but quick entry of passwords disappeared as the security went up, and you had to use uppercase, lowercase, numbers, right, special characters. All of a sudden, it's a pain putting in a password.
It really is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's why most people just use the same password for everything, unfortunately. So about 65% of people are still using the same password for everything. I was guilty of this before Everykey, so there's nothing wrong with it. Most of us do it that way. Well, there is something wrong with it. I mean, you shouldn't be doing that, obviously, but most people do, and that's what products like Everykey are for.
Hey, Chris, quick question for you. So that second authentication utilized your Mac and a thumbprint or fingerprint, yes?
Correct, yes.
So I used to have a laptop that had that, and I loved it. But what if you don't have that as an option? What would you be using for that second authentication?
Fantastic question. So we can also use a face scan as a second factor of authentication. So your camera or Face ID sensor can do that as well as a kind of fail safe. If all else fails, if you don't have any biometric on the computer, you can also use a 4-digit PIN. Your Everykey PIN is something you can use as well. Yep.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good. Great answer. You guys have covered it. I love this. This is wonderful.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate that.
Congratulations, Chris, on all of your progress, and thanks for being our guest today. We are glad to have you.
Oh, thank you guys so much for having me. This has been so much fun. Thank you so much for featuring Everykey. It's quite an honor to be one of the first guests on this podcast. It really means a lot. We started this as just an idea in an entrepreneurship class, and to see it turn into something just so much more than that has just been a dream come true. I'm still waiting to wake up from this.